Okay, so we are live and welcome back to our fifth and the final day for the SQL. I hope my screen is visible to you. Good evening everybody. So like it's the last day and today we are going to understand about the concept of join, foreign key and the primary key. So let me just close all of these things real quick. Yeah, so this is, I think in these tables also we have the concept of primary key and all. Mm-mm-mm. Customer payment, and let me just look for, let's say, customer ID. Find here. Yeah, so we have this concept primary key and also the foreign key as well. What is the spelling of foreign? F-O-R-I. Okay, so you'll understand about all these concepts. By the way, it's the last day, so don't panic. Basically, today, actually, we are going to do the hard work and all, yeah. So we will do all of this. So this is the foreign key. So this is nothing that the table we actually worked with. So let's just close this and here we are. So first of all, I will just tell you how you can mark attendance and all. So then we will just start with. Okay, so here we are. So shall we start? So first of all, I have to basically tell you how you can mark your attendance. So I have to do that. Mm -mm -mm. Yeah, here we are. Yeah, good evening, good evening. So we'll wait for a minute and then we will start with, yeah, good evening, Shweta. Okay, so अभी तक सब समझ आ रहा है? Like till here. So what is the purpose of database? You know, na? So just create an application. It could be a web application, React application, or like. By the way, any of you have ever created any kind of application or sort of this, using C++, Python, anything? So if you have created this kind of stuff, so it will be easy for you to understand all of these things. So you can basically create application, you can connect this database to that application. Now. So that's the actual purpose of a database right now. So we have just created the database and this database obviously should be used by an application. So creating application is actually our next step. So let me just tell you how you can mark your attendance. Just go inside this description and here you will basically get this one link here. Just click here and also today you will be able to download your certificate as well, and certificate will be also here, so you don't have to go anywhere else to get your certificate. So a quick refresh one more time. Hmm. So let's go for the day 5. Mark your attendance, like on the scale of 0 to 10, how much you like this session. So as I always do, I'm just going to go with 10 here. So if you're interested in our 6 months of full stack program, so right now, yes, because obviously we are having that 7,000 rupees off. Yeah, by the way, last date is 31st. What is this? September, October? Yeah, so October. So like only a few days are left for that to work. So it's the right time to get it and submit attendance. So that's how you can submit attendance. And like at the end of the session, you will basically get a what do you say? A download certificate button here. Before that, let me just mark this attendance as well for the day 1 and a refresh. So you will basically get a download your certificate button here. So if your attendance is more than 50%, so you will basically get this thing here. Right now attendance is 71%. So because I haven't submitted any assignment yet, so that's why 30% for that only. But if you can just watch all the streams and all, so you will be eligible to download the certificate. So don't worry about that. And now we can start with our topics. So let's just understand about the join. So what is a join? Let me just show you two tables first. So let's just select the database, use SQL store. Store here, execute this thing. So this database got selected. See, it's in the darker font right now. And show tables. So show tables. Just to see what all the tables we have here. So these all are the tables we have here. Let me just go with this customer first of all. So select everything from the customer, from customers, and let's just execute it. See, in this customer table, we have a column with the name customer ID. Okay, that's good. And if I just select everything from the orders, and let's see. So in this orders also we have a customer ID. So what is this actually? So that actually means now these two tables are connected. So let me just open this draw SQL real quick. So draw, remember that draw SQL? So yeah, actually that draw SQL here. Just open this one. So I just want to show you the relationship. So getting started. I think I already created an account here, but I don't remember the password. Don't ask me the password. Yeah, so it's not going to ask me. So just open this Instagram here. So this is the database that you have to create for your assignment. So you basically have to create a database for the Instagram with 4 tables in it, like customer, post, story, and the messages. I'm just going to create a new table here, and let me just name this table user. Okay, and it's just going to have a user ID as one of its column. Then add one more column with email. Let me just rename this to ID, and it's also going to be integer. But look closely, I'm just putting this key here, so it's actually a primary key. So we'll understand about this. So this user ID field is primary key. If something is a primary key, so it's a constraint. Remember those constraints we did that on second day. So unique, and we also had like not null. So these kind of constants now. So this is actually a primary key. So constant is here primary key. So if something is a primary key, then it's automatically unique. So you cannot basically replicate. So if something already have the, let's say the user ID 1, then no other record can have this particular ID here. So that means it's unique, and also it's indexed. So we will also learn about the concept of index here. So it's indexed also. So email, let me just add one more column. Let's say username, and let me just make it where's the unassigned? I think nullable. Where's the unique? I think they don't have unique here. Okay, don't, no worries. And it's auto incremented and unsigned as well. And add, let's add one more column, username and password as well. So password, and it's gonna be basically varchar na. So varchar. Username is also going to be varchar. Email is also going to be varchar. Okay, so that's all I think. So we have created our first table here, users. Now users can also create a post now. So I'm just going to create another table here with the name post here. So let me just write here posts, and post gonna have a post ID here, add a column and caption, and let's say image, no? Image, and image gonna be, let's say varchar, caption is going to be text here. Okay, that's all. I think that's more than enough. So if you see here, a post can actually be created by a user, isn't it? Isn't it? So if I just want to store, if I just want to connect this, so I also have to put a field here, which can basically help us to recognize that this post has been done by this particular user, isn't it? So whenever you see a post, that post have a unique user for it. So if I create a post on the Instagram, see there, there's a name for my name on the top of it. So that means we also have to add another column here with the name user ID. Okay, and this user ID is basically a foreign key. So this key is actually connected to this particular thing here. So where's that connecting thing? Okay, so this, okay, so we are having this relation here. So this is the relation. So this user can basically create a post. So these two tables are connected. Similarly, in our current database, we have customers here and customers. So in customers here, yeah, and orders in the case of post order here. And both of these two things are basically connected with the customer ID. Yeah, customer ID. So if you just want to fetch the particular data, so when you are getting, let's say, orders here, like post here, and you also want to get all the details for the users as well. So by using this user ID, we can also basically get the data for the users as well. So like better to do then say, so I'm just going to show it to you. So this is now, so let me just do one thing. Select for now asterisk from let's say orders, huh? DERS, orders. Okay, and here I'm going to join customers and on, where the orders dot customer ID or DERS dot customer ID is equals to customers dot customer ID. I think it's correct here. Okay. Okay, so I think it's correct. Like it's a syntax. It looks little bit odd here, but this is a way to basically connect these two things here. Okay, and I think, oh sorry, from everything is correct. Let's just execute this. I don't actually remember. Yeah, so see, these two tables are connected. To see, look closely. If I have just done this thing here, selects the order. So let me just comment out all of this thing here, and let's just execute this thing. Select everything from the orders. So I'm just getting the orders here. See, I'm just getting the order ID 1, customer ID this. So this is the particular customer who created this order. Order date is this, status is 1, comment is nothing, ship date is nothing, shipper ID is nothing. Right now these two fields are empty here. Let me just look for this. So this is the order ID 8 created by the customer 5. So like customer ID is 5. So whoever the customer with the ID 5. So let me just look for them. So select everything from the customer table. So suppose if you want to get the detail, suppose if you want to get the detail of the customer who created this particular order 8, who created this particular order 8. So in this case, I have to look for the customer ID 5 here. So select asterisk from the customers, and where let's say customer ID is equals to 5. Okay, and if I'll execute this particular thing, customers. See, so this is the person who basically created that order. Okay, but now it's not a convenient way to do this because I don't want to basically like fetch each and every user. I just want to fill this customer ID field with the actual customer data. So in that case, just go over here, so select everything from the orders table, okay, and join it with the table customers. Okay, on, so on, like on which condition we want to join this. So I want to join the customer id dot customer id, like it will also have this column customer id there, customer id, and it's going to be equals to order dot customer id. Okay, or orders table customer id. So these two to be equal, and just merge them and just execute this thing, and see we got this thing here. So see, for the customer ID, order ID 1, customer ID 6, order date and all. If I just go here, see, I'm getting this all customer detail here. So the person is Alka, last name is this, birth date, and etc etc. See, and for let's say for the order ID 8 here, so order ID 8. So this all thing, and if you go right here, so see, this is the person who created this particular order. So this is actually called as the join. So you can basically join two tables depending on these on conditions here. Okay, and we have two to type of joins. So first is inner join, second is outer join, then we have like cross join. Okay, so there is one more join here which is not supported in MySQL, so I'm not going to cover that. So these are the right now these are three types of join we have: inner, outer, and the cross one. So right basically we most of the time we are going to use the inner join, so you have to mention here inner. Yeah, inner. So if you mention inner here, so it's actually the inner join. So you're connecting two tables according to some conditions. So this is an inner join, but you don't have to mention an inner join. It's automatically understood that you are going to go with this inner join. So it's optional. So you can basically write or don't write it. You want to write it, you can write it. By the way, it's not going to make any difference here. So this is just the inner join. Oh yeah. So that's the basic funda for the joining thing. Yeah. So like you understood this thing little bit, like थोड़ा बहुत आया समझ में? Okay. Okay. If yes, so then we can move to the next part. Here we are. Okay. Yes, self join. Yes, self join is kind of a inner join, na? Yeah, man. So self join is kind of composite key. Yeah, we will do for that composite key as well. So don't worry about that. Natural join is also like natural join is not a what you say Shubha, a kind of join that you do. So let me just cover the natural join first. Yeah? Shubhash, I think your name is Shubhash. So I'll just cover that natural join real quick, and then I will just tell you among about the composite key as well. Hmm. So let me just show you what is a natural join. So I would not suggest you to go with the natural join. So it's like just type here it's very easy to do natural join and just mention the table name customers, okay, and just execute it. So that's actually a natural join. So what does natural join means now? So instead of providing conditions, we will just write the natural join here. And your SQL will actually figure out by which condition they can merge the table. So we are not specifying like it should be equals to this or something like that. It's just calculating or guessing. So like your MySQL is actually guessing what should be the fields by which we can join these two tables. So I would not suggest you to go with a natural join because it can give you some what you say weird outputs and all. So it's not trustable because obviously MySQL is going to figure out the join for you. So I'll always suggest you to go with these simple joins, na? This kind of join. Always mention a condition here. Okay. It doesn't need, yeah, it does, Yaman, it doesn't need condition, but that's the problem here. So it have to figure out like according to which columns we can join these two things. That's not a good thing to have, no? So in a real project, it's just going to, how many type of I think Francisco. So there are many type of joins, but primarily there are four types of join, primarily inner. So this is the inner join. Yeah, this one is inner join. Let me just increase the pen size here. So it's the inner join. Then we have something called outer join. Outer join is of two type, left and right. And then we have cross join. Okay. And then we have like natural join also. So this is a natural join. Then we have self join also. Self join is nothing like connecting with itself only. So let's just cover the self join. But primarily there are only two type of joins. According to me, you just have to use inner join and the outer join. Outer may be left. Like in the outer join also, you will mostly use the left join only. So like we have so many things, but you don't have to use each and everything. Okay, so it's inner join. So let me just put a comment here. So I'll share this file with you. Inner, it's an inner join. So let me just cover the self join. So let's take the different database for it. Let's just go with this one now, SQL. So use SQL HR and execute this thing. So now this got selected here, and next thing I want to select everything from the table employees. Okay, employees here and execute it. Okay, that's great. So in this particular table, you will see I have employee ID, first name, last name, job title, salary, and a reports to. See, this reports to. This reports to is actually another employee. So you can see it like this. So we have so many employees here. We have, let's say, 5 employees here, no? So these employees will have their own ID. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5 here. Yeah, so they will have their first name, last name, job title, and salary. And what is reports to? So suppose this one will report to 4. So this 4 is a kind of manager. So 5 is also report to let's say 4, and 4 will report to 3, and 3 will report to 2. So like it's kind of a thing where they are actually reporting to some another employee in the same company. So suppose this 4 is a manager. So 4 is actually manager, and these two are the let's say SD2 developers, and it's a manager, and he is like above manager and above manager. So this two is CEO. So this kind of stuff. So all of them are the actually employees here, and each employee is actually going to like report to some another person, isn't it? So if you just want to get the detail, suppose I just want to know Mindy, okay? So like to which Mindy is actually going to report to. So she is actually going to, I think she, yes, she is going to report to 37270. Who is she? Okay, so yeah. So she is going to report to this particular person here. Okay. So how you can join, get this kind of result here? It's very straightforward. Just go here, select this thing, select join employees, okay, on. And here I want to show you one more thing before that. So first let's just go over here, and I just want to show you one thing. I use the table, this one, and select till here and execute it. Okay, so I just want to show you one thing in the inner join only, see in this particular inner join. So if you'll just execute it, you're just going to get this particular result. Here you can basically give a alias name to your tables as well. So see, it's a little bit difficult to write customers dot customer id, orders dot customer id, isn't it? So you can just put a second name here. Let's say I'm just going to go with O and C here. So what you can do now, if I just execute this query, it's gonna work, by the way. But you can do here, you can, instead of this customer, I'm just going to put C here, and instead of this orders, I'm just going to put a O here. Okay, so this is how you can basically give a sort of alias name. Yeah, so this is actually a thing I just want to cover before the self join. So this is some sort of alias name you can give to your table, so that whenever you're going to mention, here you have to mention the table name and the field name, yeah. So sometimes like in this self join, so in this case of self join, what will happen now? So let me just use this, use SQLHR. Okay, and see in this case of, in this particular case, both the tables are employee, and I just want to put the condition, let's say employees dot, what are the fields, by the way, what were the fields? Employee ID and reports to. Okay, so join here, let me just put a join here, join employees, employee ID, employee, I think the spelling is not, it's correct, yeah, MPLO. I should have like gone with some simpler spelling. Employee ID dot equals to another stable employees dot reports to. Okay, so if we'll try to execute this particular thing, just execute it. See, I'm not getting any particular thing here. So what's the reason? Because see, both the tables are employees, and maybe there's spelling mistakes also. So what we will do, instead of right, see, selected from table does not exist. So this is the thing here. So what's the table? I think I misspelled the table name, so let me just fix the table name here. Okay, so this is the table name. Yeah, so table name spelling was wrong here. I have to do something. Yeah, so see here I'm getting no unique table alias employees, so it's showing me an error. What is the error? Like it's confused, like okay, so you're connecting with the same table, but I'm not able to understand what to do here. So instead of this, just put some alias name here. So I'm just going to give E here, and let's say X here. So it's employee, and this X is some person. So E dot employee ID should be equals to X dot reports to. Okay, and now execute this thing. So see, now I'm getting my result here. So now I'm getting a result here. So let's just increase this thing. See, employee ID this, and if you just go down here, you're getting the person who are they reporting to. So yeah, so this is the person. I think I just have to do this so it will be more clear, and just execute this one. Employee, what is the thing here? Oh yeah, sorry, let me just do it, let it be like this. And to make it more clear, we are not going to select each and every field. Let me just select some different fields. So let's say from the table E, I just want to have the first name, and from the table X, I just want to have the first name. So now these two are the different tables here. They are not the same table. So we are basically given the different name to them. So see, I'm just getting these names and all. So here you can see this is the name for the manager. Okay, and this is the name for the employee. So if you want to put here, so I'm just going to put, let's say, as manager. Let's just give some alias here, and as employee, EMP, and just execute it. So see, manager and the employees here. So like this is the thing that you have to do if you are just doing a self join. So self join is nothing, it's just a way to join the same table. So only trick is that always give a alias name here, and according to this alias name you can put a condition. So where the e.employee id should be equals to this particular thing or not. So that's actually about the self join. That's all. And always put some alias name because it will be easier for you to visualize the table. So this is where I'm using the column alias name, column alias name, and here these are the basically table alias name yeah. So now till we know about the inner join, natural join, and it's actually called the self join here. So these are the three most used join right now. Sir, wrong spelling, yeah. I should like that's why I don't use this software. Like if I have used the VS Code now, so let me just show you what will happen in the case of VS Code. Let's just save this thing. So save script, and I'm just going to save this thing here with the day 5 and save it, and SQL queries. So if I'll open this thing in VS Code, so when I will write the wrong spelling, it will just warn me. So that's the actually the power of VS Code. So let me just connect this. So SQL tools, where's the SQL tool here? So it's getting loaded. By the way, only problem with VS Code, it may get slower as time passes by. It may get slower. So add a new connection. Like we already had our connection, so why it's asking for me to get a new connection? So no connection found. Just it's taking little more time here. Okay, by the way, if I just have some spelling mistakes, so suppose if I type here, let's say SQL settings, no, I don't want to have some. So this, so it will just show me the warning that your spelling is not correct here. So all the extensions are getting loaded and all, so that's why it's not still connected. Okay, so that's the thing. So if I just go in here, select, and let's say first from, so there's a thing like it's gonna be also providing me with the real-time errors, so it just show me the real-time errors as well. So let me just connect to MySQL. I don't actually recall what was the name here. I think the root, and the database is, let's just go with SQL HR. Username, I think it was root, and what was the password? 1234, and test the connection. Yeah, so yeah, that was the connection here, and connect now. Okay, that's great. So now we are connected here. So let me just create a block here at the rate bl comment at the rate block, and just write all of your code here. So select asterisk from employees. See, it will also give me some suggestions and all. So run and the active connection, and this is the result I'm getting. So this is the result I'm going to get, and let me just create one more block here. Let's say block block and select asterisk from employees. Yep, join on employees on, and let me just give some alias name here. So it's giving me some suggestions and all, but I don't want to go with this. So let me just go, let's say M, and let's say go with manager and employee here, and just put E dot employee ID equals to am dot employee ID. It's very easy, like it will just give you some suggestions, and also life is really easier. So this is the data I'm going to get. I can basically export it. So if you want to export it, you can export it for the JSON. So I'm just going to export it. Let's just export it on the desktop here. So that this is all you can also do. So some data, okay, and that's all exported. And you can, I think you can also export it for the Excel as well. So not right now, not as Excel. So our data is here. So where's the data? DETA. I think this is the data. Yeah, this is the data.json. So let me just open this. So all the data is exported as a data here. So you can basically create a API with this. So like VS Code is on another level right now. So this was the data. So here working is little easier, but connecting and all, and most of the people are not very comfortable with VS Code. So that's why I just had choose to go with the workbench only. So by the way, let's just move to the next part. So let me just create a next query here. So let me choose another database. So use SQL. First of all, let me just create a block here. Block. And yeah, here you will get all the tables as well. So I think, yeah, root. See, so these all are the tables we have. You can basically right click, copy value. So all of the things. So I just want to go with store. So use SQL store and run on, select the block and run on active connection. So our database got selected, and let me just go over here and just do rest of the thing. Block, select everything from the customers. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you about the outer join. Run on the active collection. Oh sorry, I just want to execute this one only. Run on active connection. So right, I'm going to get the all the data from this thing now. Let me just create one more block here. Block, and let's just select everything from the tables order does this and run on this active connection. So this is the orders. Yeah? These are the orders, and these all are the actually the customers. Now let me just create a inner join. So let's just understand about the inner join. So like that, select orders, join customers. Join customers on customer ID equals to order ID. Just run on this active connection, and this is the data I'm getting now. This is the data I'm getting. But you will see, if I'll just go with this, let's say this orders with a customer na? This customer. So like not all the customers. So right now we have 10 customers here, and right now we have 10 orders here. So if you look closely, the user one, like the user one haven't any created any sort of what you say, any order here, any order. So this like 6 7 8 2 5 10 2 5 10 6. So here you can see the user number 1, user number 3, and I think user number 4 haven't created any order yet. Okay, and also 9. So these 5 users, 1 3 4 and 9 and one more, so haven't created any orders yet. So if I will just do this join syntax, this joining thing, so you will not get the details for those users. So here I'm just getting the details for the customer 6 7 8 2 5 10 2 5 10 and 6. So if you just want to get the detail for all the customers who haven't created any order yet, so like give me the details, like that's good enough. But I also want the user details, the customer details, like even if they haven't created any what you say, the order. Just go over here, join, and here you have to mention the outer. Okay, outer, and it's a right and left thing. So I'm just going to put the right here, and then I will show you. So you can just directly write here, right join. You don't have to put that outer. So like in the s, you don't have to put inner here. So like you can put inner or not inner, so it's basically not compulsory. So I'm just going to go with right here. So what this right is actually going to do, so what is the right table here? So this is the table on the right side. This is the table on the right side. Yeah, this is the table on the right side. So what will happen, so it's gonna give the details of all the customers, all the details for the customers, because in the right, it's in the right, like even if they haven't created any order or yet. So let's see if it's working. Run on the active connection. See, Right now I'm getting so many results here, and if you look closely, so for the user number one, so this is the user number one detail we are having here. So this is the, and they like the order ID is null. Order ID is null here. But we are going to get the details for the customer one here. So customer one, Barbara, and all the details for the customer one. But the orders are nil because they haven't created any orders yet. But if you want to get the details, even they haven't created any orders and all, so you can just go with the right. So if you see closely, so for the one, for the three and the four, and also for the 9, 8, so they haven't created any orders yet. I think 9 is created, and these two orders like 2, 3, and who is this? Freddy and Ambo. They also haven't created any orders yet. So this is all about the right join. So and it's the outer join. So inner join is a very basic join, which is at most of the time you're going to use. But if you just want to get the details, so if you just use the join here, so in this case of join, it's just going to satisfy this condition. So it's just going to look through this condition, and for all the records which actually satisfy this condition, we are just going to get that only. We are just going to get those only. We're not going to get anything else. But if you go with this right join, right means outer, right means outer. So like it's going to give you the details of all the records which is actually satisfying this condition, plus all the records for this customer table as well, all the results for this customer tables as well. So this is actually by the right or right join. And similarly we have left. So you can guess what left will do. So left and outer, but you don't have to put this outer here, so it's not compulsory. You can just write left here. So what left will do? So left is just going to get all the records which are actually going to satisfy this condition, plus plus all the details which are on the left side. So like right now on the left side we have orders, and so executed. So right now we are getting all the orders here, so it's not going to make any difference. So it's not going to make any difference. So let me just replace them. So like on the left side we have customer now, and just execute this. See, so I'm just getting all the customers here. So these all are the customers, the Barbara and all, and I'm just going to get the orders. I'm also getting the person who haven't created any orders here. So this customer number one haven't created any orders yet. So let me just switch it. See, the order is empty here, null, 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 and null. Okay, so that's the outer join. So what is this outer join? Outer join is nothing when you want to get the detail even if they haven't satisfied any conditions yet. So this is actually what you say about the left join. And then we have cross join. Cross join, and just mention the table name. So let me just go with the order. Why don't we just do this? What is cross join? Non-boolean cross, run on the active connection. Yeah, so this is cross join. Cross join is like, I feel like it's one of the useless join. So it's just gonna what it's gonna do, it's like suppose you have, if you have two tables here now, if you have two tables here, okay, and if you have three records, so A, B, let me just create the bigger table, and A, B, and C, and 1 and 2. So this is the table for, let's say, customers, and this is for the orders. So what's gonna do, what cross join is just going to connect these two with every, yeah, so first row with all these two. So I will just get A1, A2, B with both two, B1, B2, C with both the orders, na? C1 and C2. So that's the thing about the cross join. It's just going to get the record for each and every row connected with each and every row for another table. So that's very simple. So if you see here, so I'm going to have this customer ID, and I'm just going to get this thing 10 times here. So one time levy, another time levy, another time levy, and each and every time it has actually got connected to each and like for any what do you say, for the orders, each and every order. So you'll have so many data here. So by the way, it's not that useful. So like a lot of data we got here. So this is all about the cross join. Like I think I have covered the natural join. So this is the natural. So in the case of natural, it will automatically try to figure out what they can do here. So like run on the active connection. So this is the natural join. So they will just automatically figure out which thing can be connected with which thing. Why I'm getting this error here? Okay, it's correct by the way. Orders expression non boolean is specified in the consequent condition. Okay, no. So it's not a error by the way. Save it and it will basically go. Okay. Okay, let me just do this whole thing here as well. So by the way, like what do you feel like? VS Code is better or the MySQL Workbench is better? It's completely personal preference. Yeah, so it's not like that. So it's your personal preference, whichever you want to use. So you can just tell me like which you like most. CSV in Excel. Yeah, CSV is in Excel. Okay. So please share the today's for the practice. Yeah, I will share you the. I think by mistake I forgot to save it. Select the manager and all. So okay, I think just give me a second. Let me see if I can save each and close all. Okay, so I have to write all of this one more time. So just use SQL store customer C. So I'm just going to write all of these joins real quick. Okay, so it will be easier for you to connect and @ block. So this is the first thing. So let's just have a quick recap for all the joins. So inner join. So this is the inner join. Here we are connecting this customer with the orders. Okay, inner join. Then just let's take about the block here. Block, and let's have. Let me just put this thing on the top. And here I just want to create a left outer join. Left join, and select this thing from the orders. Okay, so this is a left join. So you will get this left join here. Let me just create one more block here. Block, and let's just have a right join. Select customers from the orders. So this is a right join. Let me just execute it so you can see the result. It's gonna be same for this particular case. Then let's create another block, and it's gonna be for the self join. So first of all, let me just select the SQL HR here, and then I just want to execute the query. Okay, so this is select from, not from, bro, not from. I just want to join it. Join from employees, and yup. And what is a select this? Can you look for the error? So it's an employee, yeah, e dot first name, x dot first name. Oh, sorry, I forgot to provide the from here. So that was the problem. So it's a self join that was executed. Please check the alias. So alias, okay, sorry, x here. Turn on the active connection. Please check the reading of undefined. So what is the problem? Can you just look for it? First of all, I think we have to select this. Yeah, it got selected, and just put it here. I don't want to execute it. So run on the active connection. E dot first name. Yeah, so we got this. So manager and the employee. So you can select all more fields if you want. So let's say x dot reports to. We don't want that. I just want to have, let's say, salary here. Salary as employee salary. EMP salary, and just execute it. So you will get the salary as well. So I'm getting the salary as well. And I think natural join is also connected. No. So let's just put the natural join as well. So let's just try to have a natural join in this employees table. Nah? So let's see what will happen in this particular case. So here they have to figure out. So it will automatically figure out what to get. So asterisk, I just want all the fields from employees. Okay, and have a natural join here. Natural join employees. And let's see. Let me just put, let's say, M and the X here. So it will be easy for you to work with. So in this particular case, I think I will get an error. No, so it just figure out what to connect with. So like it will work for most of the time. And so incorrect syntax, natural. So natural, natural. Okay. It's not an error, right? Sometimes it just shows the error because if your laptop is overburdened, so it just take little time to figure out if it's an error or not. So that's not actually the error because we are getting the result here. So this is, let me just put a comment here, natural join. Okay, so we covered the self join, natural join, right join, left join, and obviously the inner join. So I have to put a comment here as well. So inner join. So it's inner join. Okay. So let's just save this real quick, and I'm just going to commit it. So commit and commit it. And if you just want to basically get this data, so to get this data, just go over here and in like you can just go to my GitHub account. So I'll just share the my GitHub ID, and there you can basically get all the queries and all. So this is my GitHub account, and here just look for SQL. So see, you will get this SQL queries, click here, and here you will have this day 4, day 5, and create database. So you can basically get everything from here. So just look for me on the GitHub. The username is this, or you can directly look for this. Na? Just type here like luv-jari/SQL queries. By the way, I will share you the URL as well here in the chat. So just paste it here, and so this is the URL. Just copy and paste this thing. Okay, so MySQL server is better, VS Code is better. Yeah, it's completely like it depends on your choice. Yeah, GitHub link. Yeah, I have shared the GitHub link here. Yeah, and if you're visiting me on the GitHub, don't forget to follow me as well. Let me see how many followers I have here. I think we have already covered most of the thing. Okay, so now I'm 108. Yeah, so this is me like post pandemic. Right now, don't look like this. Yeah. Okay, so I think that's it for the SQL. So we also have to cover a lot more in SQL. Like we have something called see बहुत कुछ है ना database section में डाल दीजिए comment sections में डाल दीजिए. Okay, so I will just put this thing in the comment section. Great idea, by the way. So I'll do this from now. So I will just put everything in the comment. So here, right now I cannot comment now because it's live. So I cannot put a comment here because it's live. Yeah, yeah, we have like subquery, like so many things, views and etc. But actually this is the essential session. So in this essential, this is like I have already exceeded the syllabus. So if you just go through the syllabus, there we have just have to cover, we basically don't have to cover the SQL. By the way, before ending this session, let me just show you one more thing. So just open this, ignore. Okay, so why don't we just select the table here? So let's just do this real quick. So use SQL store. Okay, if you just want to go, you can just go with this. So use SQL STRE, and let's just execute it. Okay, and select. Let me just do this inner join. Copy, paste it here. Yeah, and execute this thing. So see, I'm getting this result. Yeah. So one thing that you can do, that one if somebody will ask you what is the difference between a unique key and the primary key. So what is the difference? So difference is actually in the index. So primary key is indexed. So what is indexing? So indexing is actually MySQL will index a column for you. So suppose let's say this is status, or let's say this order date. So it will take this order date column, and it's just going to apply an algorithm, and it's just going to create a sort of a small database just for itself. So what's going to help it? It's just going to be little faster to find the data where you are using the primary key to find some data. Let me just show you example real quick. Yeah. So if I just execute this condition, select everything from the customer where the customer dot id customer id. So this is the primary key, customers id is equals to, let's say, 3 here. And if I just execute this particular query, any spelling mistake? obviously I'll have a spelling mistake, like it's not possible. Okay, so paste it, paste it, paste it. Okay, so that was the spelling mistake. Okay, so see, I just got the result, but because I'm using this primary key to find something, so it's gonna be a lot faster to get this data. It's gonna be really fast to get this data because this customer ID field is a primary key and which is indexed by the MySQL. Okay, so that's not all. You can also index any particular field from your side, so it's not always necessary. Like suppose I want to index some another field, so let me just execute this query real quick so we can see what all are the fields we have. Suppose I just want to index this first name, so just go over here and just type create index. Okay, and for the table name, I think I don't remember the syntax here, but it's a simpler syntax now. Okay, just give me a second, and I will also show you from where you can learn rest of the things. So MySQL. Okay, so first of all, just go over here, and if you want to learn more about it, just type MySQL here, MySQL, and like W3 school is a good thing, a way to, here you can basically find all of the things. So MySQL tutorial, just go over here, and here you can basically find all the things related to this MySQL and all. So like select where and insert to, update, delete, limit, like, in, between, alias, join, inner join, left join, right join, cross join, union. We haven't covered this group by and exist and all. So like we have covered a lot here, like comments and also. So dropping table alter. So this is like we have covered almost 30% here. Okay, so let me just tell you how you can create the index. I'm just going to take a guess. So I basically you have to just put the let's just first name, just type first name. We don't do this a lot, and the table, like on the table. So I'm just going to write here the table. So I don't actually, so there's a quick thing written here. So according to this, I'm just trying my best. So table, here we have to put a table name. So I think this is the syntax to create an index. Customers. And I think we also have to wrap it up inside this table. So you can just look it for on this table. So it, like I don't actually remember what was the syntax to create a table. So I will just do this and just select this and execute this. The syntax was sort of like this: create index, yeah, but I'm not able to recall the syntax. Let's just go with this VS Code. VS Code will help us do it. By the way, you can just look it on the Google, by the way. So it will basically increase the speed of that query. So don't like you will, it will be so fast to look for the data and all. So like this is the last part only remaining here. So in here we have to, statement is incomplete. Yep. So here we can basically mention some multiples on, I think something like this. So just look for it, how to create an index for in the SQL. You can also create an index when you're creating the table, by the way. So like when you create a table, so like create table and all. So you can also mention the index. So just mention a name here, and you can just write that this field is index. So it will be faster. But the problem is, if you create an index for any particular column, it's gonna take lot more space. So suppose if you're storing 100 rows, and it's gonna take, let's say, 100 KB of space. But if you will create an index, then it's gonna take like 200 KB of space. So the space it's gonna increase, but the speed is also gonna increase. So it's a trade-off now. So if you can create the index and you can increase the speed, you can basically do not create the index and your speeds will be slower. So it's a trade-off. You can just work with it. And like in NoSQL, I think we are going to have a NoSQL session as well in few days. So like I personally use the NoSQL, by the way. So before ending this session, let me just tell you about the programs we have. Like we have to tell. So right now, because you won't see me for next few days, so that's why. So like it's some last few days to get enrolled into our full stack course. Here you will basically so trainer, no, not the trainer. So this is my LetsUpgrade.in. Yeah. So like 7,000 off just for 30 till 31st of October. So you have 3-4 more days. If you just want to get enrolled, get enrolled into a full stack web development course and for the full stack data science course. These courses are less than 30,000 right now. You can just try it. Like course duration is 6 months and both the courses are job ready. So as soon as you will complete the course, we assure you that you will get a job. Like obviously we are going to get a job for you. So, and even though like if you just want to start learning, if you just want to start your career, it's a great option. And if you're not, if you just want to uh, try us, then you can also look for something future depth subscription. So you will have this future depth subscription here as well. So this subscription just gonna cost you 400 rupees for the 2 months of 2 months, and you're going to get like 8 certificates, like 8 skills, and you can also ask for any new thing if you want to learn this particular thing. We'll have a new content for you. So it's future dev subscription. It's not like any other subscription. So it's a new thing in the market now. So you won't find this sort of thing anywhere else. So that's why. So you can ask us if you have any doubts, and also we will be connected. And that's all about the future dev. So it's like it's a newer concept we have here. By the way, if you just want to start your journey, just go with our flagship courses. And if you just want to try us, if you just want to get into this industry, you can just go with this future dev subscription. So I think that's all for today's session, and I will see you real soon in the classes. So I hope I will see you people in the classes and all. Okay, so bye bye and take care.